Alright guys, this video is to change out the fluid. This is a 2021 Rogue SV 2.0. They have the turbo 2.5s and I think the 1.5s. This is for the 2.0. It's simple. I'm gonna do a drain and fill. It has 66K on it. Mind you, I like to go OEM, so I got these online on eBay. They're gonna be cheaper than buying at the dealership. And all data, it calls for like 7 point something quarts, but more than likely it's 5 or 6. It's pretty simple though, guys. Open the hood. I'll show you the drain plug after you're gonna want to take off the cover underneath here. There's a cover here. This is the oil. This is the transmission plug. As you guys can see, it's clean underneath at 66K. I do my own oil changes. It's pretty easy. Take that drain plug out, filter. Takes 0.30 or 0.20, I believe. Anyway, this is the transmission pan. All right, just crack it. The tranny started shifting slightly one time, kind of weird. And I've been meaning to do this because it calls for it at 60K. I mean, it's not super filthy, but it's still a little bit dirty here. So we're gonna check that, let that drain, little drain pan, bolt. And then you got the oil. This is the transmission dipstick. It has a little clip right here in the middle. Pull it back and pull it up. This is what it looks like. You gotta pull this little piece back. Pull it right up. All I'm gonna do, since I know it doesn't leak, is I'm gonna drain what comes out of there, because I've never personally changed it. So I'll be able to determine what comes out of there. I let it drain for about, I don't know, 5 minutes. It looks like there's only like maybe very little in here. 3 or 4 quarts. I think when all data says 7.7, that's everything, including what's in the torque converter. What I'll probably do is drive it for a little bit here, since it's very little, but it's pretty black. And then I'll come back and do another drain and fill. So now I want to put it in here. Measure how much I took out. Yeah, it's like a couple quarts. So I'll probably do 3 drain and fills over the next like 300-400 miles. That way by the time the 3rd one comes around, it's like the color it's supposed to be, clear. It's 3.1 quarts. Let me show you. About 3.5 quarts. 3 1/4 quarts. So I'll add that in there. Sorry, I'm trying to do this with one hand. Let's see if I can. There we go. see that fluid? See how clear the fluid is? Nice and clear. I may actually just go on the freeway for like 50 miles and then drain it and fill it again real quick. Because it'll help clean out the fluid as much as possible here. Which will be, taking off that underskirt is a headache, so I don't really prefer to do that. A lot of this stuff you can get at like this funnel and all that, you can get at Walmart. It's cheap. The CVT is expensive, but I prefer to use OEM. But if anybody knows CVTs, and a lot of these Sentras versus Rogues, the reason why they're so bad is because they don't change their fluid. I probably should start just changing this 3.2 quarts like every 15K. It's 3 quarts. Put like a quarter in of this last one. Hondas are like that. When you drain it, about 3.6 quarts come out. But they recommend it 3 times drain and fill after a quick drive. Yep, so that should be, there's that. I'll clean this up a little bit. Make sure it clips back on. And then start it, make sure your drain pan bolt ain't leaking. See, I got 66K. I put a lot of miles on this. I put 22 in the last year, probably, I'd say. But you also want to go through the gears. I like to go through it's been 4K since the oil change, so I'm gonna change the oil. I'm gonna go drive it hard on the freeway for 30 miles. Do another cycle of that, because it takes about double that amount of CVT fluid. Only that much drains out. So when it mixes all together, it's gonna come out a little dirty. It's gonna be a little bit more cleaner. So I'm gonna go do that right now. All right, guys, I'm back. I drove 50 miles, jacked it back up over here. I left the bottom curtain off. Again, now I'm gonna drain it again. It's a 19, if I didn't mention it before. 19mm bolt. I just cracked it. Now we're gonna check the fluid again. Add another 3.2, whatever it is. It's a lot cleaner. It appears to be cleaner, at least. Add another 3.2 quarts. Change the oil while I'm at it. Alright, it's done draining. Throw this back on there. Fluid still looks pretty dirty, but not too bad. This is gonna make a big difference here. Torque it pretty tight. This time I got a different filter. I mean, funnel for brevity. I'm just gonna put the 3.2 back in here. This is gonna help a lot, though. I think I got 8 quarts online. I think it was like 160. I had to search around, but at the dealership they're like 30-40 bucks a piece at least. For the transfer case and the rear differential, there's a hyphoid fluid that costs $50 for just a quart. I think it's for the transfer case, maybe the rear diff. I have it. I'm gonna do a video on that one too. It's about 3.2, I'd say. Another 3.2, and then that should be good for now. I'd recommend at least a 2 drain and fill. So get 7 quarts, 3.2, 3.2. I mean, we're learning together. It's the first time I've ever done it. I can't find any videos online. So, and then just based off of the failure of CVTs on other Nissans, I'm just going to start doing it every other oil change. But yep, that's the video. Since you have not found one of these online for this year, I believe it goes 21 to 24. You should like and subscribe the video.